Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about getting through difficult situations with ease and grace. What does that mean, to get through something with grace and ease? It seems kind of silly, doesn't it? When you go through a difficult situation, the first thing you want to do is scream and cry and yell and bang your fists against the floor and say, this isn't fair. We want to immediately, our instinct is to act like we did when we were a kid, right? Throwing a tantrum, saying, life isn't fair. Why did this happen to me? This isn't my fault. It's not fair. The word "it's not fair," that phrase, that gets thrown around a lot. At least it's something that I used to say a lot when things would happen to me and I would think that this shouldn't be happening to me. Why is this going on in my life? I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. That's the immediate thing that I would think was, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. This isn't fair. The truth is, things don't happen to us in life because we're good or bad people. They just don't. And it's not about being fair. When we go to that, it's not fair, we're just playing the victim. And yeah, when something happens to you that knocks you off your foundation, like divorce, death, could be losing a job, any number of things, it's painful. It's absolutely painful and it's shocking. And you can feel a whole mix of emotions, and that's perfectly normal. And you're going to feel those things. But it's what you choose to do once you're in that pit of, I would call it like a pit of despair, is what I always used to feel. It's what you choose to do once you're there. Do you choose to sit and stew? Do you choose to dig your way even farther into that pit of despair? Or do you choose to crawl your way out and start over again? Because we have a choice in our life. In every situation that happens to us, we have a choice. We absolutely have a choice. And if something bad happens to you, you can say to yourself, I'm a good person. Why did this happen to me? And play the victim, but that's not going to help you. And the truth is, it didn't happen to you because you were a good or bad person. It was part of your life's journey. And that's hard to understand when you're going through it at the time. Believe me, it's hard to understand. But we actually came here on a mission to learn and grow as much as we can. And do you think that you're really going to learn and grow if nothing bad ever happens to you? No, you're not. If you have a perfect life, which nobody does, by the way, but if you have a perfect life, you're not going to be learning anything. We all chose certain lessons that we wanted to learn. And as hard as it is to understand, you actually made a pact. Your soul made a pact, a contract, if you will, with another soul to learn certain lessons. And sometimes those lessons were really painful, like divorce, or like death, or losing a job, or losing a friend, whatever it is. And it doesn't probably make you feel better right now to know that, because you still are experiencing the stinging pain, and I get that. But you did sign up to come here. Because not only are you learning a lesson, but you are teaching your partner a lesson, or the people you work with a lesson. Like, everyone's learning a lesson. And when you start asking the question, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Start asking yourself, why is this happening for me? Because it is happening for you. Because you needed to learn a lesson about something. And if you're like me, I used to say, okay, God, I really didn't need to learn the lesson that way. Couldn't we have done it a different way? I was always bargaining. Like, why did I have to learn it that way? Why can't it be a different way? But the truth is, you wouldn't learn the lesson if it didn't happen that way. I'm going to talk about my own life as an example so you know what I'm talking about, because I know what I'm saying right now, even though you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. You're probably sitting there thinking like, you're full of it. No, we didn't come here to, why would I do that to myself? That's the thing I always hear from people is, why would I have done that to myself? So let me explain a little bit. First of all, when we're on the other side, we do not have a care in the world. We're happy. Things are great. And we don't really remember what it's like to be on earth and to go through different things. So it's kind of like we're picking out things we want to experience. Like, oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. I kind of compare it to when I was a freshman going into college. I saw these college courses and I was like, oh, I want to try that. Oh, I want to take that. I want to take that. I want to take that. And on paper, the course descriptions looked amazing. I was like, this is going to be the best year of my life. These courses seem so cool. I'm going to love it. And then I showed up and they were nothing like what the description said. And I was like, why did I do this to myself? Because I hate many of these courses that I took. They aren't at all what I thought they were going to be. They're just boring and a lot of work. And I don't like them. I don't like writing papers. Why did I do this to myself? I'm stressed out. I'm overworked. And that's what it's like when we're picking out the lessons that we want to learn on the other side. We're doing it from a space of not really knowing what it feels like to experience those lessons. So we're like, let me try this. I'll take a little bit of that. And then we get here and we're like, oh my gosh, who let me do this? If you were in college, you'd be like, I'm going to get my advisor for this. But really, we're like picking all these things we want to try. And then we get here and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Why did I do this? Why did I pick this? This is painful. I don't like this at all. But you picked it because you picked the things that were going to help your soul elevate and grow the most. And what makes you elevate and grow the most? Pain. I said it. Pain makes you grow and elevate the most and the fastest. So if you picked a lot of really painful stuff in your life, your soul was trying to elevate and grow quickly. And you probably noticed that if you're listening to me, you probably are doing that because you were picking out something to help you get through this, something to help you feel better, something to make you a better person. So congratulations, you're doing it. But yes, now you're in that painful spot and you're learning that painful lesson and you're like, why? There are a lot of reasons why we do things. One, it could put you on a different path in your life. So let's say that you end up getting a divorce. You might say to yourself, you know what? I don't want to live in this town where I am. I've never really liked it. I was just here because my spouse was. So maybe a divorce allows you to move to a different place where you've always wanted to go. Or maybe it is a catalyst for you to get into a new career. That's what it was for me. When I got divorced, I wasn't working because I had twins at home. But besides that, the last job I had done, I hated, like super hated. And I was like, I am not going back to that again. So it made me look within and say, what do I like doing? What am I passionate about? And that's how I found teaching. And the last breakup that I had made me look within again and say, I need to heal and I need to change the way I do things. And that's actually what led me to become a healer for others. It was because of my own experiences that I'm like, hey, you know what? Other people might be going through this too. And I know how I healed myself. So maybe I can teach others how to do the same thing. So maybe it's pointing you in a different career path. Or maybe it's teaching you something about yourself. Like, I didn't love myself enough. Like, I was allowing my partner to run all over me. I wasn't happy. I lost myself in that relationship. I was never just me by myself. It was always the two of us. And it was like we were one person overlapped, and I lost myself in that relationship. Because there's always a lesson, I promise you. Maybe it's that you did the opposite. Maybe you were the one that was too strong in the relationship and too demanding and controlling, and you need to learn how to let that go. There's so many lessons about relationships there. I mean, to have a healthy one, you have to be two separate people who can stand on their own. But often that doesn't happen. Often people just kind of meld together and you're just one unit, and that's not really what it's supposed to be. So often the person who's the people pleaser tries to make their partner really happy and gets lost in that and ends up making their partner bored. So they run for the hills looking for excitement. That's what I used to do. I was the one who was the people pleaser, who was like, let me make you so happy. I'm going to do everything for you. Let me drive 45 minutes out of my way to go bring you something because you don't feel well. And do you think I was appreciated? No. No, I was not. And that made me resentful and angry, but it was my own fault. Because I allowed myself to be a human doormat, saying, please let me do everything for you and not expect anything in return. I did expect things in return. I just didn't get them because it wasn't an equal give and take relationship. And in order to be happy, it has to be that. So look back at your situation, whatever it is, if it was a marriage or a job or whatever, and think to yourself, what was the lesson? And if it was the death of a loved one, which is extremely painful, maybe it's simply a lesson about not taking life for granted and valuing those closest to you while you have them. But there is a lesson there, I promise you. And the way that we can start looking at what is that lesson is to go within and change the words. Why did this happen to me? To why is this happening for me? What is this trying to teach me? And if you're really still not sure, you can ask your team. You can pray about it. You can say, God, please show me, what is this about? What was this about? What was I supposed to learn? I've had to do that. I've had to do that before where I didn't understand what I was supposed to learn. So I said, okay, God, I know this was a lesson, but I don't understand it. I don't know what I was supposed to learn here. And one day I was just walking around and I was watching something on TV, and it was like a spark just went off. I found whatever was happening in the show I was watching was like the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, there was the lesson. Wow. Okay, I get it. Thank you for showing me that. And often there are other things that have to go along with it, like we have to forgive. We have to learn how to forgive people, including ourselves. Because when I talk about my relationships, I was not perfect in relationships. Obviously, I did things wrong too. Being a people pleaser was a big thing that I did wrong. So I have to not only forgive other people in this situation, but I have to take responsibility for my own actions and forgive myself as well. And say, you know what? I'm not going to do that next time. I know now. I know what I was doing, and I'm not going to do that next time. And if it's in a career, if you lose a job suddenly, was it a job you loved? Is there something that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing? Because I'll tell you what, we all come here to live out a purpose too. And many of us end up being distracted. We get other jobs and we do other things and we're not living our purpose. Like someone told me a long time ago I was supposed to be a healer. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then just kind of walked on, right? It was like, okay, whatever that meant. That person's weird. And then years later, someone else was like, why aren't you doing this? I'm like, doing what? Like healing? What? Me? How can I heal people? And she said, because you've been there, you've done this, you understand what it's about, and you know how to help people. And I never thought about it before. I was like, oh, you're right. I have been through this. I have gotten myself out of this. I did heal myself. I do know how to do this. So maybe you're supposed to be on your path for living your higher purpose, and maybe you're not doing it. I mean, I don't know. One thing though, and I posted this on Facebook just the other day, and I think that this is really so true. It's that oftentimes other people's behavior is more about that person than ourselves. So sometimes we want to blame ourselves for everything too. And sometimes the lesson is really just learning that what other people do and say isn't always about us. It's sometimes just about their own inner demons that they're fighting. So you can look and look and look sometimes within yourself. And if you're not, you're like, I don't know what I did. I don't know. Maybe the lesson is just learning that it's not always about us. Sometimes it's about other people's demons and letting them deal with them and not dragging ourselves into it and beating ourselves up. We do that enough. We're too hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up and say, well, what should I have done? What could I do? What do I need to do? And maybe the answer is nothing. Maybe the answer is there wasn't anything you could do. It's all about this other person and this other person's inner demons. So quit beating yourself up and have peace with the situation, because there's nothing you can do to change or control anyone else. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to hear it. There is nothing you can do to change or control anyone else. And you should not be trying to change or control anyone. When you try to control others, you are just going to drive yourself insane. We cannot control someone else's free will. We have to just let it be. We can pray for people. We can send healing energy to people, not in a manipulative way, but just I hope you heal. I'm sending you love, in that kind of way, with no attachments, no expectations. But we cannot change someone's free will or try to control their free will. And you do not want to do that, because then you're messing with karma. You don't want any bad karma coming to you. So to get through something with grace and ease means that what we do is we go within and we do a lot of inner reflection work. And we ask, why is this happening for me? What am I learning? What is it teaching me? What is it showing me? And you always go from within and try to put a positive spin on it. I know that it's painful, and definitely cry, get your emotions out, but don't stay there in that pit of despair, because there's a whole new world out there waiting for you. And the longer you stay in that horrible place where you're not doing anything, you're robbing yourself of a new adventure, a new beginning, a new life that awaits you. And it can be amazing and exciting. But you have to get yourself out of that place, that dark, dark place. And you can do it. And remember to have patience with yourself and to be gentle with yourself, because it's a process and it's a one day at a time kind of thing. And you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days where everything just sort of piles up on you again. When you have those bad days, cry it out, do a tapping, do a meditation, bring yourself back to a place of balance, because you deserve to be happy. And God, the universe, does not want you to be in a place of anger, fear, worry, sadness, hurting. That's not the kind of life you are meant to live. So you have to get yourself out of it. And I think journaling is one of the best things you can do, because again, you can ask yourself, what was the lesson here? What am I learning? What was this teaching me? And then you may have to do some forgiveness. And the Radical Forgiveness website is amazing. It's just radicalforgiveness.com. Go there and they have a free tools page. Just go and download their worksheets for forgiveness and work through it. You know, people want to take a magic pill for everything. You know, they just want people to give them a pill so they feel better. I just want the pain to go away instantly. But it doesn't work that way. And if you truly want to move on with your life and be better, and you can be better, you can even be better than you've ever been in your life before once you move past this. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work. You've got to face your pain, address it, say, what is this teaching me? See the lesson, learn from the lesson so that you can do things differently in the future. You can forgive and then peacefully and gracefully move on. If you could try to resist it and try to fight it, and people do that by pushing down the feelings, either drinking them away or doing drugs, and not just like, I'm not just talking about street drugs, but like going to your doctor and saying, hey, I need some Valium or whatever. Give me some medicine so that I can deal with this. You shouldn't have to take medicine to deal with your life. And I'm not criticizing anyone who does, because there are legitimate illnesses where you do need to take medication. You know, if you have a family history of anxiety and depression and all of that, then medication is necessary for you. But I'm saying that you're taking it just to numb the feelings. If that's what you're doing, you're going to have to face this, and it's going to get worse. I'm just telling you. You're pushing down your emotions, and they're going to come out. They're going to come out. You're not preventing them from coming out because they're not going away. You're just pushing them down deeper into your subconscious, and they're eventually still going to come out. So it's better to deal with them right away and get over it and move on, because once you do, life gets freaking amazing. It really does. I mean, I'm sitting here. I've not had a perfect life, and I'm sitting here telling you that it can get so awesome once you start healing that stuff. Because when you heal it and you deal with it, you're learning how to be better in the future. And then when another opportunity comes along, which it will, it absolutely will, it will be a better opportunity because you've manifested that by working on yourself and healing yourself and raising your vibration. You've earned that. The universe rewards us. When the universe sees that we're doing all this work, it's kind of like your parents saying to you, like, I'm so proud of you because you worked so hard. Here, I'm giving you this. And that's what the universe does. You know what? You worked so hard on recovering from the loss of the job. You know, we kind of gave you a tower moment and pulled the rug out from under you and made you lose that job because you weren't on the right path. And then you worked hard to get on the right path. And we're so happy and proud. We're giving you this amazing job where you're getting paid 3 times what you were getting paid before. And you get all these days off and you love it and it's amazing and you're going to be so happy. Or the universe says, you know what? You worked on yourself and you got over that divorce and you learned the lesson and you realized the mistakes that you made in the relationship and you forgave your partner and you did so well. We're bringing you this person who's just going to blow you away because they're going to be absolutely perfect for you. And that will happen. I promise you. So keep your head up. And when you're feeling those struggle days, do EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, tappings. Go to YouTube, search for Brad Yates, and search for whatever feeling you're feeling, like I'm not enough, or sadness, or fear, or anger, whatever, and you will find a tapping that'll work for you. Do a meditation. You've got to bring yourself back to balance, okay? You've got to bring yourself back to balance and just take good care of yourself. Self-care is so important. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're exercising, eating healthy, just everything in balance, okay? And everything will be better once more. I promise you. I promise. All right, guys. Well, if you want to work with me, I have my coaching sessions on sale right now for 30% off. And also my Love Your Life course is also on sale. It's normally $88, and right now it's only $33. It's my Valentine's gift to you. I want everyone to be able to heal. This program will help you in so many ways and get you back on the right track. So if you're stuck in that, I don't know what to do, this program will be awesome for you, because every day it's inspiration on how to live a better life, a life that you love. So check it out. I wanted to pull a card for you today too before I left. And the card is from my Divine Whispers deck. It's I Surrender. It's time to surrender the outcome of a particular situation. When you let go of control and realize that the universe has your back, you will experience immense peace. You can't control how or when things show up, because it will happen in divine timing. So forget the how for now. When we try to control how and when things show up, we are allowing fear to step in. Fear often makes a mess of things. Simply breathe, relax, and trust in the awesome power of the universe. You are in good hands. Your daily mantra for this card is, I am divinely guided and protected. The universe is working behind the scenes on my behalf. Everything is working out perfectly for me. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being with me. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please share it with others. Please leave me a review from wherever you're listening. That helps others find me, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to those of you who've already done that. I love you all. Thank you for being a part of my soul tribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live on Facebook Mondays at 5:30 Central, where I do a free card reading for you. And I also do readings on Instagram, on IGTV, so check that out. And as always, I hope that you guys will have a beautiful day. If you want to work with me, simply go to my website, melissaoatman.com. There you will find all of the services that I offer, as well as a list of the pricing. You can pay for things online, and then when you're ready to book, if it's a reading or Reiki or past life regression, simply contact me and we will schedule it for you. All right, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.